Something fishy and fun.
Coming up your way next.
PM Magazine.
Would you believe that Tom Selleck was rejected twice on the dating game? Since then, he's done quite well. Tonight on PM Magazine, America's heartthrob talks to us about some things that are troubling him and why he won't turn his back on Magnum P.I.
And we're going to play a little pool with a pool shark, a world-class pool shark. Paul Damien meets world-renowned pool champion Jim Rempe.
And take off those skinny ice skating blades and put on some tennis shoes. We're going to play Broomball.
Going to be a great dining adventure tonight on PM Magazine. Hi, everybody. I'm Chad Booth.
I'm Jane Adonisio, and you look like you're ready to eat up all that sushi. Tonight will be a fun night here on PM Magazine, not only because we're at Robata of Tokyo in Scranton, but also because we have a brand new contest to tell you all about, and this one's really exciting. It's the PM Magazine Princess Cruise Line Love Boat Fantasy. Now, you're all familiar with the Love Boat show seen here on WNEP on Saturday nights. Well, 2 lucky people from our viewing area will get to go on a love boat on the Mexican Riviera, someplace warm and sunny. And it's an all-expense-paid vacation for 2 for 7 days.
Oh, what a trip. It's very easy to win. All you have to do is watch PM Magazine for the next 2 weeks. We're going to give you 10 clues, one on each of our shows. It's going to be a picture of a country, and we're going to tell you something about it. You guess which country it is, write it on a card. When you get all 10 of them, send it in to us. From those people that get all the answers right, we're going to send somebody on that great trip. Now, as an example, okay, what European country is famous for pasta?
Well, in this example, the answer is Italy. We'll be telling you more about this contest in our show tonight. But first, PM Magazine's Paul Damien meets a pool shark that's world-renowned.
They said he was good, real good. But I wasn't about to be outclassed. I walked into Gibbs Q in Scranton to play 9-ball against world champion billiards player and Scranton native Jim Rempe, sometimes known as King Jimmy.
Where's Rempe?
This guy looking for me?
What do you want to do?
Play a little 9-ball.
I knew he'd try to intimidate me. We stared each other down, eyeball to eyeball. I wanted to show him I was totally confident, so I gave Rempe a bit of a break.
You go first.
Letting him go first was a big mistake. Ah, well, how long could he go without a miss? Couple of balls, a rack maybe. I'd bide my time. I guess he thinks he's hot stuff because he played on ESPN a couple of nights ago. Big deal. He wins a couple of $1,000s on ESPN. Probably thinks he's big because he's got a Mucci Q stick worth about $10,000. So what if he's got a $400 pair of shoes and a watch he wouldn't even trade for one of our cameras? So what? Nevertheless, I wasn't about to tell him I rented my tux. So what if he's got a beautiful wife? So he traveled all over the world. I'd been to Disney World once when I was 6 by myself. So what if he keeps in touch with all his old friends at Gibbs? He's always well liked. People like me, too. My friends just couldn't make it. Proper etiquette dictated that I remain quiet. And after he finished the first rack, I thought I'd try to rattle him with a few questions.
So, Rempe, how many years you been playing?
I've been playing since I'm about 12, over 20 years now. I guess that's a long time.
But one question wasn't enough to rattle this guy. I needed a whole barrage.
Where'd you win your first big championship?
I was invited to the U.S. Masters in Arlington, Virginia. It was my first tournament. I won that tournament.
How many championships have you won?
I won 50 major titles, 8 world, 9 international, just about every tournament imaginable.
Beat any big names?
I beat all the best players you see on TV today, except for Fats and Mosconi, because they haven't played competitive in over 30 years.
I guess a guy like you travels around a lot, huh?
I've been every little city in the country and around the world 3 times. I've probably been to your city once or twice.
So tell me, What was the worst beating you ever put on anybody?
Well, I'm going to give you one right now.
What excuse can I give to get out of here?
Well, it was good playing against you, Reppy, but we have to finish this another time. I can't stick around.
Hey, I enjoyed it myself, but that last game, we had a bet on that, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep, I'll never forget the day I played against the 9-ball champion, Jim Rempe. How can a guy get so lucky?
Certainly isn't easy going up against the experts. Paul put himself on the line.
He did indeed. We're going to take a look at the assembly line of sushi when we come back in just a minute. We're also going to take a look at Tom Selleck, the trials and tribulations of being Magnum P.I.
Right now, your Olds friends are having a special sale on the new Calais from Oldsmobile. Built at one of the world's most computerized and robotically advanced plants, its aerodynamic silhouette is bound to excite the young at heart.
Jimmy, you're missing my best parts.
What?
My front-wheel drive, electronic fuel-injected engine, rack and pinion steering,
How can I forget?
plus my reclining front seats, and
I can't wait.
right now my price is $98.68, including air conditioning.
Beautiful. How about going for a spin?
What do people say about Joe Zone?
Joe Zone is all right, but Joe Zone, I'm training for you, buddy. I want you to know, I don't think you know what you're talking about sometimes.
He tries to explain everything to the best of his ability.
Joe Zone, you see the way I'm lifting this up? I'll do you the same. Get in shape, buddy, because you're mine.
So overall, I'd say he's an interesting guy. I like watching him.
Joe Zone, the Newswatch 16 Advantage.
Welcome back to PM Magazine. We're at the Robata of Tokyo in Scranton. We're sitting at the sushi bar, and I guess there's some guidelines for first-time sushi eaters. First of all, not all of sushi is raw. Some of it is cooked. And, of course, there are two categories. There's sashimi, which is the fish by itself, and sushi, which means with rice.
At any rate, up next on our show, we're going to check in with Tom Selleck. After all he's been through, now he's considered a sex symbol, and he's not quite sure he likes that title. We're going to find out what he's doing to break out of that stereotype.
He was bachelor number 2 on the dating game twice, and both times Tom Selleck was rejected. My, how times have changed. As the hero on Magnum P.I, Tom has been America's heartthrob for the last 5 years. Well, I know that it took you a long time until your big break came.
Yeah.
And you've said that there were times when you did plenty of falling on your face.
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
Have you seen all the work? No, I've got some work out there that I would wince if it came out. And I don't know how bad it is. I might hate it more than other people, or they may think it's terrible. I don't know. It just, hopefully you keep growing as an actor. The fascinating thing about acting is you never stand still, hopefully. You never say, well, that's it. This is where I am. You keep learning, and you keep hopefully getting better. And so it's very frustrating. But yeah, there's a lot of work I did that. And to really learn as an actor, you've got to extend yourself far enough to stick your neck out enough to fail. And sometimes you don't, if you stick your neck out that much, you're not going to always succeed. You're going to fail some of the time. And you learn a lot from that, but it's in front of millions of people. So.
True. In spite of the demands of Magnum, in the last 4 years, Tom's managed to squeeze in 4 television movies and 3 feature films, including High Road to China, Lassiter, and most recently, Runaway. Still, Tom remains loyal to the show that made him a star. Your fame has become so far-reaching. Why don't you do what a lot of other actors have done and leave your series?
I have a contract.
But that hasn't meant anything to a lot of others.
I just think, look, when Magnum sold, I mean, in retrospect and at the time and everything else, it was the best thing that ever happened to me, work-wise. And to turn my back on that, Universal has deficit financed every episode of Magnum we've ever done. They get so much money from CBS, it's never enough to make the show at the quality level we want to make it. So they put out extra money for that show, and the only way they get that money back, they don't get it in the first 2 runs of the series, they get it back later in syndication. The other actors in the show are certainly as typed as I am, and this show is going to be very important to them because they'll have as much trouble as I'll have ever losing the Magnum image. So I think I owe it to my fellow actors, I owe it to myself, and it's not such a bad plight. You know, it's a wonderful show to do. It's real challenging. It's very hard work, but I'm very proud of that show. So I don't want to leave it for a lot of reasons. The bottom line being, if you sign your name to something, you do what you say you're going to do. It's that simple.
So far, Tom has done over 100 episodes of Magnum, most of which have been in the top 10.
Tommy, you have the reputation, justifiably, as one of the few great gentlemen in Hollywood.
It's probably because I'm never around.
Well, that might be it. Or in Hawaii. But I know sometimes the fan pressure gets to be a little too much. Do you consider yourself a private person? When do you think fans go beyond the line?
Well, I don't know. There's no way to figure out exactly how there's no rules that this will be acceptable to somebody when they get in the public eye, so you kind of find your own way. The way I found is to try not to change your values. When I'm at work at Magnum, and if we have crowds and it won't affect the scene I'm doing, I extend myself to those people. But I think rude is rude. And because you're in the public eye, it doesn't give other people an excuse to change their values. And anybody who gets anywhere near where I live and stuff does not get a response from the same person. I'm not...
You're not the same?
No, that's rude, and people go to your home because they're asked. And that's the only reason they should be going.
They should be going there.
Tom's always been very guarded about his personal life. He does remain close to his 11-year-old stepson, Kevin. However, he doesn't like to talk about his marriage to and his divorce from Kevin's mother, actress Jacqueline Ray. And he prefers not to discuss his current relationships.
Where would you like to be professionally and personally 10 years from now?
Personally, I would like to have settled down family-wise. And I'm not so sure anymore that's even possible when you're doing a series, or the odds are very slim. When Magnum is gone, which is inevitable in television, it's not a question of if it ever goes, they all go away sooner or later. I would like to be in a different situation family-wise, and because I've worked very hard for 4 years, that's kind of a way of paying my dues. I don't want to do that forever because I think I'd be in a loony bin. You have to do something else besides act, or you're not going to be a very good actor.
Well, so far, Tom's movies haven't done too well in the box office, but surprisingly enough, the critics say it's not so much Tom as the movies themselves.
Here in Scranton at the Robata of Tokyo, the sushi bar is open on Tuesdays of every week, and that's when you can taste all the delicacies they have to offer. And now, here's that contest clue we told you about earlier.
The country you're looking for is known for double-decker buses and fish and chips.
Write it down on a piece of paper or a postcard and collect the clues for the next 2 weeks and then send them in to us.
And you may be the winner of a fantasy cruise on the Love Boat, the Pacific Princess.
Stay with us. When we come back, could the sport of broomball be sweeping the country? We'll find out.
Jim Hutton is Ellery Queen.
How did you know that?
The crime.
Cyanide. You gave her the pills.
The clues.
Why didn't I think of that?
The motive.
Revenge.
The suspects.
Nobody deserves to be murdered.
Play along with the world's greatest detective and find out who done it.
You got the answer?
To Ellery Queen for an outstanding job in unmasking a killer.
Now that was a murder.
Ellery Queen, tonight on WNEP TV 16.
PM Magazine.
Our chef, Carl, is making us some delicious-looking vegetables and shrimp and lobster. Now, I love the salad with the ginger dressing. I don't know how I'm going to fit everything.
No, for sure we'll find a way.
Yeah, I guess so. Welcome back to PM Magazine at Robata of Tokyo here in Scranton.
You know, so far it's been an exotic evening. Think about it. We talked about giving away an exotic trip in our contest.
The Love Boat?
That's right. We're having an exotic meal here at Robotta. Now let's talk about an exotic game, all right? Take a large, hard rubber ball about the size of a bowling ball. And take some brooms and saw off the handle. Then wear some rubber shoes and go out on the ice, and you've got broom polo.
That's exotic?
Well, kind of.
These kids are learning the game of hockey, one of the fastest, most exciting sports around. And you know, a lot of weekend athletes would love to learn this game just to get what the feel is like. You may be one of them. But the trouble is you have to learn how to skate. Well, now there is a game that allows you the same thrills and excitement of hockey without having to learn to skate.
The game is called Broomball, sort of a skateless brand of ice hockey, or field hockey on ice.
Once you start, it's addicting.
5 players aside, they slip and slide across the ice, swinging heavy club-like brooms.
I get butterflies every week before I come out here.
No one knows exactly when or where, but it all started someplace in Canada 15 or 20 years ago. Now it's sweeping into the U.S.
One of the best things I like about Broomball is because it's different. It's like instant conversation piece, and you feel like you're maybe at the edge of something new.
They come from all walks of life.
There's high class and there's low class.
But they're all passing their prime, taking one last swipe at youthful dreams of athletic glory with a broom.
I will be 30 years old next week. 33 years old, I'm a hot tar roofer. I'm 32 years old and I'm a policeman.
The equipment in Broomball is basically the same as in hockey, but instead of skates, there's these bizarre-looking tennis shoes with foam rubber and suction cups on the bottom for better traction.
It's not that easy to run and hit the ball, keep your balance and not fall down and kill.
A good broomballer has to have a good broom. This is the older variety, a sawed-off broom dipped in latex. And here's the modern updated version. This one lasts a little bit longer.
That started a few years ago. When people were out there with regular brooms and loading them up with lead and sheet metal and stuff.
These come in real handy. Knee and shin guards to keep your knees and shins in one piece. Some of the guys wear helmets for a little added protection. And finally, instead of a puck, this is what all the madness is about.
It's also where the game's mental toughness begins. This is a recreational game, but not for the weak at heart. That may not be a hockey puck, but that ball is hard, and a solid hit's like a cannon shot.
That bandit hurts, I'll tell you. Imagine a bowling ball coming at you at about 25 miles an hour.
Don't get a good 80-mile-an-hour shot off.
You can't get out of the way because it's too big, and it feels like it goes right through you if you get it in the chest.
And on the receiving end of that blast is the goalie.
I got hit in the face with the ball, cuts under my eye, a fractured nose, little things like that. Why do you do it? Fun. To be a goalie in Broomball, you gotta be half crazy and real quick.
I'm not crazy. I just love the game. I don't like anybody to score on me. I think I'm good, so that's why I play goalie.
Goalies aren't the only broomballers who risk pain. Every player, without benefit of the goalie's padding, takes a shot from time to time.
I'd see those things coming at me in my sleep.
But the biggest challenge for most players is just staying on their feet.
That ice isn't like a pillow.
And avoiding collision with the boards, all of which leads some observers to wonder if broomball players aren't a little crazy.
To step out on an ice without skates and swing a broom around like they do, yeah.
It's a little goofy.
Actually, despite the apparent dangers, broomball injuries are few and far between, partly because high-risk penalties are strictly enforced.
Number 35 in the offensive charge.
In most leagues, checking is out of the question. Slashing a player with a broomstick is strictly forbidden. And tripping an opponent is punished with a trip to the penalty box. And if occasionally passions run a little high, that's when the referee steps in to keep control. But in the end, what's fun about broomball for the people who play it is the fast action and good competition that dominates the game.
We love it. We like the competition. That's why we're here.
Strong competition demands exceptional teamwork. And teamwork is the ultimate reward for anyone who loves to play.
I don't know about that game. Maybe when the weather gets a little warmer. You can always play indoors, though, huh?
That's true. Listen, this is great cooking because it's as much a show as it is a great meal. Teppanyaki-style cooking is the contemporary form of cooking in Japan, and most restaurants there serve dinner like this.
Well, we'll be right back with more PM Magazine from our excellent chef here at Roboto, Tokyo.
PM Magazine.
Welcome back to PM Magazine at the Robot of Tokyo in Scranton. Now, all night long we've been watching Carl cook, and we knew the knife was very sharp, but, well, Carl, hold up the fork there. Now, that's a sharp knife, huh? What do you think?
I guess it is. Are you enjoying your dinner tonight?
Very much, thank you.
How lucky you are to be taken out by a nice young son. You're a lucky mom. We hope you've enjoyed our show tonight. And now, here's a look at tomorrow night's PM Magazine.
Tomorrow on PM Magazine, it'll be a hot time. We'll be visiting Wainwright's Antique Fire Museum in Bethlehem.
Standing right where you are, hold your hands in front of you.
This man says he can actually control your mind. Tonight on PM Magazine, viewers are invited to play a mind game with Mad Max Maven. He can read your mind. And last week, millions of Americans watched the TV miniseries RFK in His Times. Actor Brad Davis tells how it feels to play the legendary Robert Kennedy. And find out how these California brothers turned volleyball and modeling into a business for beach bums.
And who wouldn't love to go on a Love Boat cruise?
Who wouldn't love to go on an all-expense-paid Love Boat cruise for two?
Well, you can. Just keep watching PM Magazine for details each evening to find out how you can win this cruise of a lifetime.
Imagine a whole week cruising the Mexican Riviera on Princess Cruise Line's Love Boat, and it can be yours free if you're the lucky winner in our Love Boat Fantasy Contest.
Ah, the food, the fun, the sun. Keep watching PM Magazine for clues that may unlock the vacation cruise of your dreams.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight on PM Magazine. Don't forget about our Love Boat Fantasy Contest.
Could send you and a friend or a loved one on the Mexican Riviera for a whole week. We'll see you again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Okay, let me move out of the way
now,
here.
be careful.